It was you.
What?
Was it you in the library this morning, sitting there?
Me and a few other people,
Yeah, well, okay. I saw your nose. I did. Anyway, I was just watching the edited, already posted version of yesterday. That's sequence 2, which I guess after lunch. When I had that slide of Rudy up here, and talking about just as I went to the slide of when you're 50 and why part of the problem with the emotional bank accounts is that we don't like the way we look, etc. And contrary to what your parents said, you were cute, you're fucking ugly. Most of you were born ugly. All the little babies, they look kind of cute, but that's the end of it. When they, babies are all right, but then, anyway, when they get older, that's the problems. Of course, I had some of the YouTubers commenting on some of the things that I said about being ugly and etc. And I think when I asked why don't people tell you things like that, and I think Leonard said, you move one seat, Leonard. You trying to trick fuck me here? See? Don't fuck with me, Leonard. You fucking gypsy. Anyway, so Leonard was sitting over there when he said it. He said something to the effect, it's because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. Right? Okay. And that's true. And the QLA platform model isn't... Remember I said, as long as it's moral, ethical, legal, you're not breaking laws, and you're not hurting anybody's feelings on purpose. But you will hurt some feelings. And because you're going to be showing, not just because you're showing a different personality, the inner you, we'll call it. I won't say it's the real you, because it's not the real you. The inner you, what's possible back there, if you scrape through the DNA and you find what your ancestors were like, 50,000 years ago. But it's because of the sensitivity of the other side of the equation, which is the people that you're going to be dealing with. And in general, sensitivity equals poverty. Not across the board, but in general. Other than Mother Teresa's up here, and she was a tough gal, and I got stories about her. And you could say Christ, and maybe Buddha, and I don't know who Buddha is or was, or I don't know if he was tough or not. But in general, sensitivity equals poverty, and that's for some of you the way you were raised. That's harsh. That's a harsh thing, especially vis-a-vis the educational system now. When I say that around my daughter says that's harsh. And that's not, you're in the front today, so I can get right a hold of you. But it's not because what you would do now if you were alive 600, 700, 800 years ago wouldn't be considered harsh. It's how the Homo sapien has evolved. By the way, I have my Nairoda tie on today. Nairoda, and where I taught some back in the 90s to the kids, and because we've evolved. Now there's several movies out over the years where they show the utopian society and what we're going to turn into, and we're basically we're wussy. We're wussy, and I believe that. And even though I'm going to live a long, long, long time, I hope to Christ that I don't, or Buddha or Allah, all of them, that I don't live that long, because it'll be, it'll be hard for me to deal with. Although I suspect I'll be taking everybody's money. I suspect, and my disciples will be. The reason I have a picture, one of the reasons I have a picture of Christ with his disciples, where is he? Right over there. Is that him? Yeah. Is because the people that I put out of this program are my disciples. And I didn't think of that when the first 18 years of the program, but the last 3 or 4, they are my disciples, and they go out there and they don't spread bread on the water and that kind of shit, But they're my disciples because they're following through. But again, as I pointed out, and with a number of the slides of the PowerPoint presentation, people have been saying and using this methodology for 4,000 or 5,000 years. I mean, a lot of this stuff isn't new. In fact, hardly any of it's new. And arguably, none of it's new. Last night you went out to dinner again. You didn't go to the same place, right? You went to another place? Did you go to the place on the water in Arbroath? Yeah. I should get a cut from them. I mean, I sent so many people there. But tonight we're in. We have the homework we didn't do, still, the goals. We're going to do that after we get off the YouTube. And yesterday I cried when I was talking about Al Martinez because he gave me my first international exposure, front page of the LA Times. And the point is, and the reason why I have a very difficult time talking about it, is I tried to reach out to him several times over 30 years. And he was always too busy. I wasn't always too busy, but he was always too busy. Of course, he had 3 Pulitzer Prizes. He was a big fucking hitter, big writer, and he became very successful in the literary world. And then towards the end of his life, about a year ago, because of my 70th birthday, I started trying to contact him, and I did. And I didn't know he was sick. And then as the letter or the email or the letter he sent me indicated, said nice things about me, and I was going to pay for him to come to see me. And then we missed each other once in Los Angeles because he lives right outside Los Angeles, and then he's dead. And then nothing I can do about it. I don't know if there's anything he can do about it, but there's nothing you can do. And when I tell people that life is short, although he lived a long time. He was 85 or 86 or 87. Life is short. And all the things that we put off to tomorrow, we always assume, and especially the young kids, there's going to be a tomorrow. And quite often there isn't a tomorrow. And that's why I say, with this program, and I've done it with my life before I coined the QLA phrase, is that you do it today. You don't put off to tomorrow. And that's why I like so much Sam Walton's sundown rule, that you clear everything that you're doing that day. And but now it's past sundown, and now although I went to bed pretty early last night, I cleared my emails, or I told somebody to tell somebody that I would be getting back to him this weekend, but do the stuff. It's like when Chris was on the phone yesterday explaining how he's a pretty polished salesman, He's slicker now than he was 6 months ago, but he's fairly slick. He looked at the phone for 20 minutes and couldn't pick it up. Now, I looked around the room when I was standing back here in the corner at you guys when he was saying that, and almost everybody in this in this room could relate to that. Some related more, some related less, but everybody, even the guys that think they can just pick up the phone like this, you could all relate. It was one of the few things that everybody in the room related to at the same time. And as from 2 days before that, when Tony was saying, the fear he had when he left here is he couldn't get the board members. He couldn't do it. And he's not as polished as Chris. He's financially very polished, because that's the business he's in as an investment banker. So it's all right to feel that. And for those of you that think that you're trying to pretend that it doesn't exist, you'll have a harder time because it does exist. And then that's why I related the story when I made the cold call that I hadn't made in a long, long time in front of all the Goldman Sachs guys. And I'm thinking, I didn't hesitate, but I'm thinking, and it all happened in a second, I'm thinking, I'm picking up the phone. what if this fucker, I can't get through? But I did. So we all have the same indecision. My indecision is it's microscopic if it exists at all. Your indecision will be a lot greater. You'll be a lot greater. And one of the kids that came in April, who's a guy 6'7", 6'8", he's a college student. He's an imposing guy, and I told him to get a job in direct sales, and he's finding it easy because when you're 6'8" and you're looking down, he's doing door to door. And they go, oh yeah, how many do you want me to buy? And I surmised that would happen, and so now his confidence is, it's pretty extraordinary, and he's only been doing it, 6-7 weeks, and that's why I say Toastmasters, the Dale Carnegie sales class, and some sort of sales job really is good. Is good. Now too much sales is done by email. I don't know if they sell by text. I don't know that. Nobody's ever tried to. That's not really true. I get texts from the phone company in Asia that they're trying to, when they have a special program. So I guess they do sell by text now. But that's about the only one. But I mean, too much of the sales process has taken the interpersonal part of it out. And that's why the millennials and the newer generations have trouble face to face because they have no experience in it. They have no experience in it. Now, I have no other words of wisdom this morning. Kat, take a shot of Al up there. But that article changed my life. It still does. Now, I told him it's going to change your life, Al. We're going to win a Pulitzer Prize. We did. Okay? Brian Rose, I'm going to change your life. I did. Howard Morgan, who painted my painting, I'm going to change your life. It did. Now I can go, of course now I just expect to change lives. Arguably, when I said it flapping my big mouth when I was young, I was flapping my big mouth because I was young. And a good thing to close on, when I got awarded being a distinguished alumni where I went to school, they interviewed Dr. Shirley Teeter, who was the dean of the School of Business. And so they put the microphone. This is the same place that my dad made the other comments. Dr. Teeter, you know Mr. Pena a long time. He says, what have you seen change since his student days till now? She looked right in the camera and said, only one thing. His accomplishments have caught up with his big mouth. Now, what kind of fucking shit is that to say? I'm getting these awards, but it's true. My accomplishments did catch up with my big mouth. And you've been taught not to have a big mouth because if you say I'm going to do such and such and then you don't do it, the stigma of failure will be too great, and their feelings will be hurt, Alexander. Okay, YouTubers, we'll see you after lunch. Thank you.